Everyone, welcome back to the next video of creating REST APIs with NestJS. So we will be continuing on where we left off in the last video. So first thing which I want to address is that I made some mistakes in last video. I mean, they weren't really mistakes, but I think I had did some refactorings in my code. So first what you will have to do is you will have to go to src auth-guard.ts, and here from here I have removed this user service. And if you remember, we were using user service for this find one method, right? But if you see, this auth service already have this user service, so we don't need to inject both user service and auth service inside this. Okay, because when we try to use this auth guard inside reports, so for reports it will cause us lot of issues, and it will require us unnecessary dependency injection for this users class as well. Okay, so here inside auth service I have created one more method called find one, which takes an id, and it indirectly calls the find one method of user service. Okay, so that's the one change. Next, inside users.modules.ts I have added this exports of auth service. The reason we need this, because once we use this auth guard inside reports controller, we need to import this auth service inside reports module as well for dependency injection. Now we have done this. Now add code. Okay, we have already done this. Now inside reports.modules.ts, if you see over here, I have added this users module inside imports. Okay, so which the users module already has the auth service, so it will help us to use the auth guard inside reports controller. Next is you will have to install this NestJS config, which will help us to create environment variables. Also we require this cross env, because the way you add environment variables in macOS, Windows and Linux is a little bit different. That's why this cross env will help us to do all that stuff for us. Next, if you see here, I have created one file called .env.development, and here I have named our database name. Now you can add more environment variables if you want to, and for env, if you are trying to run some test for this particular APIs which we have created, the database name would be test.sqlite. Now if you want one production environment variable file, you can create that as well. Now if you see inside package.json, I in front of the start colon dev start colon debug, I have added this cross env node env equal to development, because our file name is development, right? .env.development. That's why it is named as development. If you have named it something different, you can use that. For production, you can add it like cross env node env equal to, if you have created a production environment variable file as well. And for test, if you see, I have added this test name. Okay, if you see .env.test, okay, because the file name is .env.test, that's why we are using test over here. Okay, we are done with this. Next, you will have to change a little bit of code in your app module as well. So previously we were using type over and something like this, right? Now we can't use it like this because we were hard coding the database name. Now we are taking it from environment variable. So for that, firstly you will have to use this config module.forRoot, pass the global path, pass the environment file name. So depending on what environment you are running on, so if you are running npm run start colon dev, it automatically picks up the development environment, right? Because we have configured it inside package.json. So the environment file path would be .env.development. If you are running it for test, it would be .env.test, because we have configured so inside package.json. And next, instead of this type orm.forRoot, you will have to use type orm module.forRoot async. You will have to inject your config service, then use a factory class. The type is SQLite, but if you are using some other database, you can use that as well. Database name, we are getting it from the environment variable, and entities are user and report, and synchronize is equal to true. Now once you run it like npm run start colon dev, you might get two databases. So previously I think we have a database name db.sqlite, but now it would be development.sqlite. So if you want, you can delete db.sqlite. I have already deleted it, and now my database name is development.sqlite. Okay, once that is done, you will have to go to report.entity.ts, and here I have added few fields. So firstly, I have marked it as @entity. I have created an ID, price, make, model, year, latitude, longitude, and mileage as well. Next, here I have created create report entity.ts as well. So here I have created a folder called dtos. Inside that, I have created a file called create report.dto.ts, and here I have imported all these things from class validator. So if it is a price, it should be a number, min value is 0, max is like, I don't know, 1 lakh I guess. Similarly, for make is string, model it is string, this is a number, set min max for year as well. Same for latitude, I am using this is longitude is latitude, which is present inside class validator itself. And for mileage, again it is a number, minimum is 0 and maximum again is 1 lakh. Next, here I have created report service.ts file. So here you can see that inside report service.ts, firstly this is marked at @injectable. All these reports file were created in first part itself, all these files. Okay, so if you are directly following this video, you might get confused. So here firstly we are injecting our report repository, and we are creating this method create, which takes a create report dto. Now be careful, make sure you import report from report.entity, because there is some interface in report, like there is an interface report in NestJS as well. So I've wasted a lot of time because I forgot to add this import, and here I have created just importing create report dto. Then I am calling the create method from our repo class, and just passing report dto, and then calling the save method. Now the last thing, which is a report controller.ts. So if you see over here, this is our, so the path would be reports, and here it is a post endpoint. Then I have marked it as use guards auth guard, so it will require the JWT token. It takes a create report dto. I am like doing dependency injection for report service, and here I am just calling the create method of our report service, which we just created just now. Right now, if I just go to postman, firstly you will have to sign in, get the JWT token, and inside reports I have added the authorization of bearer token, and here you can see I have passed all the fields for now. And if I click on send, you will see all these values. So yeah, that's it for today's video. We will create the rest of the API endpoints in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.